Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakorash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and it's sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I just saw this article early in the morning, and I thought it would be a good idea to make a video out of it. It says women find out they're dating the same man. So yeah, you got this situation. Couple women find out, oh, the same guy is dating us, without us knowing about it. It says they decide to ditch him and go on holiday together. You see? So, and we know this is off as hell, all right? But this is what America and Babylon pushes. Okay, it pushes this narrative that men are just a bunch of horn dogs and they're good for nothing because, you know, they just go out there and date all these women and, women are always the victim, because, they try to hold men and women to the same set of standards, which, they don't realize that a man is not a woman and a woman is not a man. Okay, a bike is not a car and a car is not a spaceship. Okay, we're two different, completely different creatures that play two completely different roles. Okay, and the Most High set it up like that from the beginning, man. All right, but you see how these women are, man? They don't want to get in order, man. All right, one of them looks like a Jake. The other one could be a Jake. All right. But yeah, these women would rather date each other than get together with a real man, fellas. You see? You see what you're dealing with today? All right, because in the ancient world, it was a completely normal thing for one man to have two wives and the two wives to get along with each other and not to be jealous and up each other's throats. Okay? All right? And if they find out, which back then there was more communication anyway, because now, of course, the brother that's dating these two women has to keep it in silence and secrets because society shames a man who's a real man, a man with testosterone, a man who can handle having multiple women, all right? Which us Israelites, man, we can definitely handle it. And that's part of the reason we're oppressed on this side, man, is because we would like to have multiple women, all right? But we could barely even have one, bro. Because the one you got is enough trouble. And if you get a second one and the two find out about it, all right, you got crazy shit like this, all right? Or worse, they'll try to ruin your life, reputation, all right? It says women find out they're dating the same man, decide to ditch him and go on a holiday together. Just weeks before she was due to leave for her 30th birthday trip to Costa Rica with her boyfriend, Faith Bistline received a Facebook message that knocked the wind out of her. Is he your boyfriend? The message asked, referring to a photo Bistline had posted with her boyfriend of 18 months, because he's been dating my friend for the past 10 months. As shocked as she was, Bistline believed the sender might have been mistaken. She took a screenshot of their message and forwarded it to her boyfriend, hoping to clear everything up. However, his response was far from comforting. Despite seeing her message, Bistline told the Washington Post the man she dated for a year and a half chose not to reply. Well, so now they go on a date together. You see, they went to the dark side. Now, it might not be that, but that's the way I see it. Why would two chicks that's been dating the same dude go on a date together to another country? That don't make any sense. But of course, women like to talk and shit like that. But yeah, man, this is how backwards our world is. And if you're watching this and you're new to the channel and you don't understand what's wrong with this, okay? All right, if you call yourself a so-called Christian, you call yourself a Bible believer, okay, listen up. I'm going to get the precepts out. All right? We're going to start with Exodus 21 and 10. All right, this is the law of the Most High. It says, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So it's in the law that you can have multiple wives. All right. Just don't neglect your one wife now that you got your second wife or your third wife or your fourth wife or your fifth wife or your 77th wife. All right. That's all it's saying here. You see? But what does America say? You can only have one woman. One woman. You see? And the woman gets all these rights and lords them over you. You see, this is an ass-backwards society. That's why 50% of marriages end in divorce. Because women are to a point where they're so masculine. And, you know, they have been taught to hate men. To look down on men. You see? And that's that Babylon wine. Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And the word mad goes into madman or crazy. Okay, because you have to be crazy to believe that this is normal, where a man full of testosterone, knowing that the science behind it, one man could impregnate all the women in the world by himself and have millions and billions of children, man. But a woman can only have 10 children max. Okay, we're not on the same level. This is called order. A man can have multiple women, but a woman belongs to her one man. All right? It's very simple when you understand it scientifically. All right? And when you read the law, it just makes sense. Okay, that's how the Lord ordained it. All right? You look at nature, you got lions. One lion may have, 5, 10 lionesses. And they have sex multiple times a day with the different lionesses. Okay? Is not Yahushua called the Lion of Judah? You see? Are we going to go out into nature and then put the lions in captivity and be like, no, you could only have one lioness? You see, when that's their nature? Just like it's our nature to be that way, man. You see? So let's continue here. Let's see what else they got. Yeah, they just talking about it. I think that's it on that. Y'all could read that on your own if you want. But, yeah, that's that Babylon one. That's why everybody's crazy. Because this is just one small example of how, the ways of America are not conducive to life. I just talked to a dude at a store the other day, a new store that opened up. He was talking about how he's got a father who had 4 wives, and between him and his 4 women, he had 20 children. You see? And the dude, he was able to come to a whole nother country and start up a business. And it's like, yeah, man, because that's how a family flourishes, man. You have a big family. You have a big legacy. Your bloodline continues on. And then all your children, you got all these different connections and people that can help you out. If you out here with 1 or 2 children and then you get old, one of your children might die, one of them might move to another country. Now you're on your own and you got to go to a nursing home, man. But in the ancient world, you had plenty of children to take care of you. You had plenty of wives. The wives were never lonely because there was always children. You see? Now these women out here, what do they do when they get lonely? They buy a bunch of cats and dogs. They are on antidepressants because it's not the same, man. Cats and dogs is not the same as humans, man. You women are off, man. You women of this world, you are wrong. Okay? And you men, you simp men, you low testosterone men, you're also wrong, man. This is not how you live. Okay? This is not how you respect women. By saying, oh, I'll only be with you. You respect the woman as the weaker vessel, man. All right? She must respect you as her superior. That's how it is, man. All right? But see, because y'all want to put us both on the same level, you've thrown off the balance. This is what the law says, man. Okay? A man can have multiple women. Romans 4:15, because the law worketh wrath, for where there is no law, Salakia, for where no law is given, there is no transgression, right? What law is it that says you can only have one woman? You can't find it. 1 John 3:4, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. And here's the definition, for sin is the transgression of the law. Again, what law says you can only have one woman? Doesn't exist. Romans 1:26, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. All right, so this is an example of being a mo. All right, a lot of these women, all right, they'll get together with a bunch of women in the same apartment, and, they'll be doing their thing because they can't get a man or keep a man. They just say, fuck it, we'll just be with each other. You see? And this is wicked as all hell. It's the same thing as when two men get together, which also is in the law. And what does it say about that? Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. See, but what does America say? You think maybe they would follow this one. No, they don't. They say if you a mo, you deserve your own safe space, and you could be a mo. And if you want to be together with a bunch of men, nothing wrong with that. You want to marry a man on paper, nothing wrong with that. You want to have anal sex, nothing wrong with that. See, that's what they say here in America. They push it like it's important to know how to do these things, these wicked ass things. They even pushing it in the classrooms, man. They got children's books teaching children how to have anal sex with the same sex. And that's why this place, America, needs to be utterly destroyed off the map forever, man. Teaching the ways of death is what America does, man. And if you try to teach the ways of life, you get looked at as if you're the bad guy, man. If I said every man should have more than one woman, I'll be looked at like a monster. And if I say you moles need to be put down, I'll be looked at as a monster. But that's what the law says, man. So I guess you people out here, you Babylonians, you think the Lord is a cruel monster, all right? No, the Lord is fair, man. The Lord is righteous. The Lord is just. All his laws are perfect, all right? But when he returns, you're gonna believe he's a monster. Hey, he's gonna come back as a monster. He's gonna fuck you people up. But he's gonna do it righteously so, because you all deserve to get fucked up if you don't change your ways, repent, and turn back to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. These are the ways of life, man. Look at the writing on the wall. Smell the fucking coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee, man. These relationships ain't working. This economy ain't working. It's all based off fraud. This fake foods, GMO seeds, okay? They don't keep the land Sabbath. So now the ground is depleted from nutrients. They're dumping toxins in the water. All right? The children of the light, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American Indians, we should be in rulership. All right? But who's in rulership instead? The wicked. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who's destroying the earth, who wants to turn the world upside down, man. The scriptures say one thing and he wants to do completely opposite. And that's how this whole world is run. And you people are miserable, every one of you, man. Even you people that, that are big in this world, you still can't fully enjoy life, man. You Beyoncés and Jay-Z's and, you can't really enjoy life here, man. You're still a slave to Esau, man. You got to make all that music. You got to attend those freaky-ass rituals. And at the end of the day, you're not free to do what you want. All right? And you still have to live in one of these houses made by him. These fucking houses with all these fake building materials and, cheap, but you paying out the ass for it. I could go on and on and on, man. This place ain't shit. And if you can't see that, man, when Yahweh Shai returns, you're going to go down with this place, man. Because the MOTB is getting ready to get mandated. It is getting ready to get mandated very soon, man. Sooner than you people think. All right? But yeah, man, that's just another example of the poisonous Babylonian philosophies, man. So what should have these women done? These two women should have talked to their man and been like, oh, I didn't know you were dating her too. That's cool. All right? Let's meet each other. And they could have all went together. All three of them could have went together on this holiday and lived happily ever after, man. All right? So now one girl don't got to be getting her back blown out every day because now there's two women to share that responsibility. All right? If you tired, you got a headache, you ain't trying to fuck, hey, the other girl could fuck. Oh, I ain't trying to cook today. I ain't trying to clean. Well, you got two women now. You got two of you. So figure out the responsibilities. You can cook. You can clean. All right? You know, I'll blow your back out today. I'll blow your back out tomorrow. Oh, it's still too much? All right, let me get a third wife. Boom, now everybody's happy. You see? And then that man with the three women could end up having 15 kids. They all start a family business. They all become wealthier. Then they pass that generational wealth all the way to their children, man. That's how a man becomes a nation, man, through multiple women. And that's what the Lord is going to do for us, all right, when he returns. That's how you 2/3 Israelites that are going to die on this side, that's how you're coming back. Because the hopeful elect, Lord's will, I'll be one of them. We're going to have as many wives as we want of our own women and of the other nations. And we're going to have a whole lot of sex. And 2/3 of our nation is going to come right back. You see, through all the children, the millions and millions and millions of children that we're going to have. Billions, man. You're going to all come back. All right? The kingdom of heaven is not going to be no monogamous bullshit with one man and one woman, man. All right? There's going to be order. There's going to be order. That's it. Everything's going to be back where it's supposed to be. In line and in order, man. Okay? So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. Giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. A sincere shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom wa abad babal. Shalom.